Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Zimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you. So, very cool live tonight. The one old study back in 1957, Harvard study actually, by Professor Kurt Richter, did conducted a study, and this study is going to show you how important it is to have a support system. Well, maybe not at first, but it will at the end. Stay tuned. As you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Throw a comment, throw some hearts. Come on. Let me know you're here. Um, so this study back in 1957, like I said, a Harvard study, what he did, he took a bunch of rats and threw them in the pool to see how long they can actually swim for. Well, they swam and they swam and they swam, and in about 15 minutes, excuse me, 15 minutes or so, they kind of were exhausted at that point, and you could see that they're going to start to sink. So when they're about to sink, they grab him and they bring him out of the pool and dry him off and have them wait a little bit, rest a little bit, they dry him off, and they put him back in the pool for round number two. Now, okay, so how long do you think that these guys were able to swim for? Were they able to swim for another 15, an hour? Or how long do you think that these guys were going to swim for? The study shows that on round number two, these guys swam for not 15 minutes, not half an hour, not even an hour, not 5 hours. They swam for 60 hours, which is equivalent to 2.5 days. So these guys, the first round, they're in the pool, they're swimming for 15, and they're starting to sink. Grab them out, boom, dry them off, set them off for just a few, put them back in the pool, and they go swim for 60 hours, 2.5 days. And the study proves that the idea is that when they are back in the pool, they know that before they're going to go down, before they sink, there is going to be somebody there to save them. And therefore, they just push and push and push and push, even though they had just pushed to failure. Remember, 15 was their failure, right? Because they started to sink. But because they knew right before they were going to drown, they were pulled out, dried off, and rested and thrown back in the pool the second time, knowing the fact that, hey, there's going to be somebody there always protecting me, pulling me out of the pool while if I'm going to about to drown. Sumir, namaste. How are you, my friend? So, isn't that interesting? And for some of you who, again, you may come down on me, I'm not a parent. I always say this, but that doesn't mean I can't talk parenthood. So, some of you do the same things with your kids. That's been my thing with my dad. I don't want that, right? And we've had talks about this. So I don't want to feel like every time that there's just about to something happen, I'm saved. Why? Because that doesn't give you any training. That doesn't get gets your thick skin, right? Now, I'm not saying let loose and don't care for him and don't pay attention, but what I'm saying is don't babysit, right? And it's the same thing here with the rats, knowing that, hey, you know what? Before that they can just go and go and go and go and go and even more until right before they're about to drown. Hey, somebody's going to be there to save them, right? Which gives them that motivation to just kind of push and not think about failure. Why? Because they know they're going to be saved. Sometimes that's a wonderful thing, right? Knowing that, hey, listen, you've seen this quote, right? What would you attempt to do if you knew you were not going to fail? What were you what would you attempt to do if you knew you were not going to fail? Same thing here. They're willing to go 60 hours of swimming without a break, without anything at all, not even thinking about failure. Why? Because they know at the end, why? Something is going to be there to save them. And sometimes that's a blessing, sometimes that becomes a curse. It depends what area, what's the situation, right? And I think it's so important to know that, hey, you got somebody behind you that supports you, that gives you love, kind of breathes air and motivation into you, not suck everything out of you. So I think it's important to have that. And here's the thing, I'll tell you this, I'll leave you with this. Some of us may not have that. Some of us may not start with having anybody so support what we do. Some of us may feel that way. Listen, I am no stranger to feeling that way. For years and years and years, I felt so alone, nobody supporting me. To this day, family and friends, zero support. Family and friends, zero support. All the people that I know, all the wonderful friends and the team that I've been able to put together and continue to grow, everybody is a stranger, was a stranger, never met them, never knew anything about them, and now here we are, right? So I haven't had that either. So I'm very, very familiar with not having that support, if you would, around the family, friends, what have you. But if you're somebody who doesn't have the support, then here's what you do: you become the support for somebody else. That's the secret. That's what I did. I kept becoming a support for other people, even though I had nobody that would so support me. Even though when at the end of the day, when I hung up the phone, when I closed the laptop, shut off the phone, there was nobody that I could go to. But I became a support for people. And to this day, I like to feel like I am that person. A lot of you know me as that person. You come to me for that, and I so appreciate that. It humbles me. So if you're somebody who doesn't have the support, make sure you become the person who supports. With that, hopefully you guys get some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop one takeaway from this live below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.